All right, welcome to this training, my friends. This is going to be a very important one. This is your first deep dive into the world of marketing. Over the next 25, 30 minutes, I'm going to show you more about the true essence of marketing than most people learn in their entire lifetime. So you're going to learn how to run successful marketing projects, how to grow businesses' sales exponentially, and I'm going to show you how to cheat with AI the entire way. Now, this is going to cover the what and a little bit of the how. Over time, after you get your first few clients or after you make your first big bump in your individual business's sales, I'll teach you the more advanced stuff. But for now, this is all you need to know to start making thousands and thousands of dollars each month as a copywriter. Now, let's go ahead and dive into the first slide here. You have to understand that our job as marketers is to help businesses make a ton of money. Now, for a business to make a ton of money, they need two ingredients. Number one, they need a product or a service that people like, right? They have to actually produce a widget or a service or something that people enjoy, that provides value to them, that is a net benefit to their lives. That's number one. You can't market a crappy product very well. You need to have a good product. Number two, you have to be really, really good at taking that good product and using it to get attention and inspiring other people to buy by building out a massive marketing machine. Now, inside of the copywriting campus, at least at the beginning, I don't talk so much about number one. I don't teach you how to make good products. What I teach you how to do is number two. I teach you the skill of being able to market and drive sales for good products. Now, some of you already have your own business. You run a lawn care thing or an IT consulting firm or what have you. You've got your own business. What I'm going to say over the next 20 minutes is going to be extremely useful for you. It's going to help you go out and acquire new customers more than you ever have in the past. If you don't have a business, if you've just joined the real world and you're trying to figure out how to make money, you're going to learn the skill that I'm going to teach you over the next 20 minutes. You're going to learn how to use AI, and you're going to be able to, at the end of this little series of calls or trainings, you're going to be ready to partner up with existing businesses that already have good products, and you'll provide number two. You'll provide that ability to go out and sell, get attention, and inspire people to buy and help them take their good product and add this missing ingredient, which is excellent marketing. So let's dive in. You have to understand that marketing is pretty simple. A lot of people complicate it. It can be very complicated in some people's brains, but at the end of the day, there's really only three big steps. Now, I'm going to go through all three of these in great detail with you over the next few minutes. I'm going to show you how to use AI to do all of them and do them more efficiently and quickly so you can make your first money and then be prepared to go and scale your business. But it's pretty simple. The first thing you need to do, step one, if you're sitting down to help a business grow, the first thing you need to do is understand the ideal customer. You need to understand who the business is trying to sell to, who buys these kind of products and services, and you need to understand something I call the buying journey, the process and the experiences that they go through when they're trying to either find these products to buy or the process they go through to discover these types of products and decide to purchase them. That's the first thing. We're going to go into that steps, how to make that happen. But first thing you need to do is take some time to understand your ideal customer. Because number two, once you understand them and their preferences and what they want, then you're going to plan and create your marketing materials. The series of ads, emails, Instagram content, what have you, that you decide you need is what is going to actually guide those people through that buying journey and convince them to buy. You're going to plan out the ideal pieces of marketing materials that they need to both find your business and decide to buy. And that's a little different depending on the customer journey, depending on your type of product. I'm going to show you how to plan exactly what pieces you need to add to your online presence. And I'm going to show you how to plan out and write each of them to make each of them as persuasive as possible and tailor them to the customer journey and preferences so you can make a bunch of money. And the step number three is the fun one. That's where you launch the project after you planned it, written it, revised it, made sure that it's going to work. Then you launch the project, you upload the content, you redesign the website, what have you. You rebuild your marketing funnel to where it's going to attract your dream customers. And after you launch, you measure your results, make tweaks until you reach your goal of making a ton of money for yourself or whatever business you're working with. Now, I'm going to show you how to do all of that in detail as a human being and how to take it to the level of mastery over time. For now, I'm going to show you the very basics. I'm going to help you understand the process, and then I'm going to show you how to cheat and do this with AI. AI will allow you, especially as a beginner, to get a lot of this done very, very quickly and efficiently so you can move on to other marketing projects, launching new products, and making a ton of money for you or for whatever businesses you partner with as a marketer. let's go ahead and talk about the buying journey. The first thing you need to do is you need to sit down and understand the buying journey. Now, again, quick reminder, what do I mean by this? The buying journey is the series of experiences that your customer goes through that leads them to buy. So I'm going to describe it, show you a specific example, and show you how to actually find it. So in this series of experiences, again, I call it the buying journey because it's a journey. There's a start, there's a middle, there's an end. There are each customer, as they go through the buying journey, they have things they're looking for, things that they care about. The better that you understand that, the closer that you understand their buying journey, the better you're going to be able to tailor your marketing to match it. So if you understand your target, what they care about, what they are looking for, where they go to find your type of product, you can make sure that you show up there, and you can make sure that you show up in a way that catches their attention, drives their desire, and makes them pull out their credit cards and start to buy. Let's look at a couple examples really quickly so you can kind of understand what a buying journey is like, and then we're going to talk about how to figure it out based on whatever type of business that you run or that you've partnered up with. So here's an example for a chiropractor, right? Chiropractor is the guy that go in there, snapbacks, pop adjustments, all that kind of stuff. The type of buying journey that maybe one of their customers might go through is something like this. Number one, that potential customer might wake up one morning and their back might be stiff and they might feel some back pain or what have you and experience that problem. Then the next thing they do is they say, this is dumb, I want to fix it. They go to Google, and let's say they already know about chiropractic care. They're going to go to Google and type in, dear Google, chiropractors near me. Right? They're going to search that. Then they're going to look through the listings. They're going to try and figure out which of these chiropractors looks like they're going to provide the best service at the best price. Once they find one they like, they're going to click the link to the website. They're going to double, triple check that chiropractor looks cool, looks like they're going to be able to provide results. They've got a good vibe. They seem professional. If they like what they see, then the next thing they're going to do is they're going to book an appointment. They're going to go in, I'm going to come in on Thursday at 4 p.m. with Dr. Steve. And then they're going to come in and have their adjustment and pay the chiropractor. That's sort of the customer journey that they have between deciding that they're going to become a chiropractic patient to actually paying somebody. Now, the better you understand that, if you're a chiropractor, the better you're going to be able to show up and tailor your marketing materials to catch their attention when they make that Google search and decide to really like you on the webpage, for example. We're going to dive into that in a little greater detail as we move forward, but that's the buying journey that someone goes through to decide to buy from a chiropractor. And you as a marketer, you're going to understand that and then tailor all of the marketing materials to match that particular buying journey. Let's look at another example really quick. Another example would be e-com business that sells fitness bands. So let's say you're working with a business, they sell fitness bands. Here's a potential customer buying journey that someone might go through or experience when they decide to buy this particular product. For example, potential customer just scrolling on Instagram like a loser, seeing a bunch of random Instagram content, people working out, what have you. Let's see, boom, they're scrolling and they come across an ad that introduces this new innovative fitness band. And they see some person working out with this fitness band. They say that's interesting. They get curious about the product. They click the link inside of the ad. The ad takes them, bam, to the website. They look at the website. They look at the price. They look at the way that it's described, think about how it could be used. They realize that it's the thing that's going to help them achieve their goals. And then number 5, they decide to buy it. They pull out their credit card, put their details in, and bam, purchase this particular product. That's an example customer journey for a brand like this. Now, there might be different buying journeys that could exist for a single business, but usually there's one that's predominant that matches your target market. And let me show you how to find that. So, how to research your customer's buying journey. Again, the better you understand this and taking time to get good at understanding their buying journey is going to pay big dividends, because the better you are at understanding their buying journey, the more money you're going to make, because you're going to be able to tailor your marketing better than your competitors do to the customer's needs and desires. You're going to show up, you're going to catch their attention, you're going to inspire them to buy way better than them if you take some time to understand them. So there's a couple easy steps you can do. The first one is you just take some time and try and imagine yourself. You sit there and you step into your customer's shoes. You try and imagine what it might be like to be them, going through the problems they're dealing with, or living the life that they live before they discover the product. And you might imagine, well, how would they search for? Where would they go to search? What terms would they use to search? Or if they saw something online, what would make them stop? What do they actually care? Just try and use your own brain to try and imagine what their customer journey might be like. That's a useful first step, but generally speaking, you want to use a couple of these methods so you make sure that you're actually accurately understanding their customer journey. So outside of just trying to figure out yourself, it's usually a good idea to talk to people who have purchased similar products or services. So if you are running your own business or you're working closely with your client, the easiest way that you can do this is just talk to your current customers. Anybody who has purchased this product you're trying to sell, sit down with them, your favorite customers, say, okay, hey, your favorite customer, tell me a little bit about what it was like before you found us. How did you find us? What were you looking for? Why did you choose those of our competitors, et cetera, et cetera. You can talk to them and they can kind of tell you, oh, well, here's my experience of why I decided to buy, where I looked, and why I picked you. And that's golden information, because it's going to allow you to go double down and improve a few things in your marketing funnel or launch a new one that's going to grab their attention. Another thing you can do, especially if you don't have a lot of customers or access to your clients' customers, if you know somebody that's a good fit for the product that you're trying to sell, you can just ask them. For example, let's say you're partnering with a chiropractor and you're trying to help them sell their products or services, and you realize that your Aunt Sally is like the exact same person. She's always complaining about her bad back or what have you, or she even goes and pays a chiropractor for adjustments. Sit down with Aunt Sally, say, hey, Aunt Sally, I'm working on a project. Tell me about this, and just go through and get her perspective. You can also research online. You can look at your reviews, the reviews of your competitors. You can look at people sharing their story online. There's a lot of YouTube videos of people talking about their fitness journey or how they fix their businesses, whatever. There's almost always some place you can go online to just see someone's story. You want to understand a couple important things as you're doing this research. Number one, you want to understand what they desire. What does this person care about? What are their dreams? What are their desires? What are their goals, especially in relation to your product or service? You also want to understand what they're currently frustrated about. What are their pain points? What do they need that they're not getting? What are they frustrated about with this current problem? You want to try and understand both of these things. You're going to use that information to make your copy and your marketing more persuasive and influential. You also, if possible, you want to understand what makes your product unique to them and why they should pick your product over everybody else. It's funny, very few business owners sit down and answer this question, and that's one of the big reasons they super struggle at making a bunch of money. If you show up, you ask this question, either for your own business or for someone else's business, you're going to find a lot of cool answers that are going to help you make them or make yourself a bunch of money. Now, you can also just cheat with AI. Now, that's the best move. I can show you how to do all of this with AI faster. I get at least a running start via some of the cool AI tools that we have, but understanding your customer and their buying journey on a deep level is what's going to set you up to be a really good marketer. It's the aiming that's going to allow you to shoot and hit the target when it comes to creating marketing materials that drive a ton of sales. So those are the steps. Definitely, I'm going to show you how to cheat with AI in the next video right after this. So this is the important things you need to do to get step one right and understand the customer's buying journey. Let's take a look at step two. So once you have understood your buyer's journey, what their desires are, what their fears are, how they're going to go about trying to either search for this or how they normally would go through the buying process and decide to buy a product like yours. At this stage, we now need to start coming up with our plan. So we know how they experience the world. We need to think about what marketing materials, what emails, web pages, ads, social media content, etc., we can put together to match and connect with them on their buying journey, grab their attention, lead them to our website, lead them to wherever we're selling our product, and inspire them to make a purchase decision. Now, the series of marketing assets you use for this is going to be a little different for every business, depending on the customer journey, depending on what your business has, the resources, the products and services. But you need to start understanding and thinking about, okay, if this is how they're going to search for the product, how do I make sure that my marketing content, my social media profile, my website, or what have you, shows up? We're going to go through some specific examples here, but now it's time to actually plan out that series of marketing materials, which is called a marketing funnel because it funnels their attention and guides them to make the purchase decision. Once you've identified each of those steps, because there's usually 2, 3, 4 steps of different pieces of marketing material you're going to funnel them through to get them to decide to buy. Once you understand what those steps are, you're going to go through and plan out each one and how to make each one as persuasive and influential as possible using what's called the winner's writing process. And I'm going to walk you through that right now. I'll show you some examples and teach you how to do this. And again, the theme of this call, I'm going to show you how to cheat with AI when you're first starting out so you can get this done quickly and efficiently. Let's look at a very simple example paid ads funnel. So let's say you were running that e-com store I talked about before that sells this little innovative exercise band thing. A very simple funnel you can use that would match the buyer's journey would be step one, you can run a paid Instagram ad that gets sent out to people that are into exercise or what have you. They can see this ad while they're scrolling on social media. They can think it's interesting, just like part of their buying journey. We can direct them to go to the product page. So they go to our website, they see the product page, they see people using it. It looks really fun. They like the price. They decide to buy, they click the button, boom, and they purchase. It's like a 2-step funnel. It's really, really simple. And it's also a really important funnel for this particular type of business. Very effective. Very simple funnel. Again, step 1, step 3, product page. Let's take a look here at the example Google search funnel. So this is for the local chiropractor we looked at. If we look at their buying journey where they, the person experiences back pain and they go search on Google, well, we can make sure we catch them in the Google search results, catch their attention there, and through a series of marketing assets, business listing on Google, a web page, a booking page, we can take take them from searching for a chiropractor to booking a chiropractic appointment with our practice. So what we would do is we need to make sure that our business shows up on the Google search results. There's a couple of different ways to do that, but we'd make sure either through paid ads or through a business listing here on the maps or through SEO focused blogs. We can make sure we show up here high on the search results. Step 2, because again, they're probably going to check reviews before they decide to click on a website. We need to make sure that our reviews look good, that our Google business listing page looks good, and then bam, we would take them to the website. We would need to make sure the website would now grab their attention, show them that we can provide the services they're looking for, make sure we pass the vibe check and show them how to book. And the booking page, and make it very simple and easy for them to put their information in and decide to buy and attend this call. Once you've mapped out every step of the funnel that you're going to take them through, at that point, you're going to go back through your funnel and you're going to perform the winner's writing process for them. The winner's writing process is very simple. It's a series of questions you need to answer and then a series of actions you need to take in order to plan out and make that piece of the funnel as effective as possible, to pass through the greatest number of people at the highest percentage so you get as many people through your funnel and purchasing from you as possible. Now, they're very simple questions. You got to answer a couple of these. Again, you can cheat and use AI. I'm going to show you how to do that. And I recommend everybody do that when they're first starting, especially so that you can get work done and create your marketing funnels quickly and efficiently. But let's go through these questions. We'll talk about the actions and I'll show you some examples. Number 1, the first question you want to answer is, who am I talking to? So what is my audience? Who is this particular part of my funnel directed at? Now, it might be a little different depending on where you're at. So if you sit down and you're doing the winner's writing process to make the IG ad as effective as possible, if you ask yourself, who am I writing this to? Well, it's going to be people interested in fitness who are scrolling on Instagram and they're just chilling. That's who you're writing to. If, for example, it wasn't an Instagram ad and it's just a post that you send out to your followers, well, now it changes. Now you're talking to people who know your brand. Maybe they purchased from you in the past and they like your stuff and they like your content. It's a different person. So first, at each step, you got to ask yourself, who am I talking to? And then number 2, you're going to need to ask yourself, where are they now? And this doesn't necessarily refer to their geographic location. It refers mostly to where they are mentally. What have they seen from your business before? Have they tried your type of product in the past? Do they have any preconceived notions? What have they seen and experienced from you? Are they excited? Are they curious? You need to ask yourself these types of questions. What are they looking for right now? Whenever they move from one step of your funnel to the next, they're always looking for something, and you need to make sure that you give it to them, right? And I'll show you some quick examples. For example, when they're scrolling on social media, they're looking for something interesting and entertaining. If that's what they're looking for, well, maybe when we're planning out how to make this ad as compelling as possible, we should make it dynamic, interesting, and perhaps a little entertaining. If they're on the product page, if they click over after seeing the ad and liking it, and they go to the product page, they're trying to evaluate if this product works, if it's cool, if it's legitimate, if other people like it, and if the price is right. That's kind of what they're looking for. We need to make sure that we give that to them here on the product page. That's one particular example. You also need to kind of ask yourself, what state are they in? Are they excited? Are they already ready to buy? Do we just need to give them a place to check out? Or do they have more questions? Are they curious or unsure? You need to kind of know what they're thinking inside of their brain. Once you've thought through kind of where they are and determined where they're starting at, you want to figure out where you want them to when they finish that particular part of your funnel. There's always an action you want them to take, and usually it's go to the next step of the funnel. For example, step 1 after watching the IG ad, our action we want them to take is click the link. We want them to click the link and go to the product page, right? Once they see the product page, the action we want them to take once they finish looking over the product page is click the button purchase. If we look at this funnel over here, if we see the Google search results, our objective for that piece of copy, that little listing that we let them see on the web page or on the Google search results, is I want them to click the link and look at my reviews. Once we have the business listing here, the desire or the action we want them to take is we want them to click the link to the homepage. Once they're on the homepage, we want them to look at the homepage and then click the link to go book their thing. And once they're here, they want them to book the actual process. Every step along the way, there's an action you want them to take. So once you've answered these questions, you know who you're talking to, kind of where they are at this step of your funnel, and you know what you want them to do. Whether that's purchase, like, subscribe, or click on to the next step, we know kind of what they need to do. The final question you need to answer is, what does my reader, what does this potential customer who's starting to read this particular piece of my marketing content, what do they need to see, feel, experience, or realize here in order to make the decision I want? To start here and end there. How do I get them to go from where they are now to deciding to click onto the next link or purchase? What do they need to see, feel, and experience? You have to write those things down. Now, once you've answered these questions, and again, you should probably cheat with AI, and I'll show you how to cheat with AI to answer all these questions. Once you've answered these, you should have a pretty good outline, which is the first action you need to take. You should have a pretty good outline of what needs to happen in that particular piece of copy. Once you have that outline, then I recommend you sit down and type out a couple of quick drafts. I actually recommend you cheat with AI and make those first drafts with AI. We'll talk about that later. But you sit down and you write out a couple variations. So let's say you come up with an outline for that Instagram ad. You would take that outline and you would create a couple variations. You plan out some different images you could put in there, some different body text, for example. Once you have those different variations, step number 3 is you're going to go back to those drafts and you're going to try and revise them. You know, your first draft is never good. My first drafts, even though I'm a really, really good copywriter, my first drafts are not as good as I'd like them to be. So I always go back and revise them and enhance them and get that copy to a point, that piece of the marketing content to a point where I believe it's going to achieve the results I want. It's going to take the people I'm talking to from where they are to the action I want them to perform. Once I'm pretty confident about that, the next thing you do is you take that revised content, that revised marketing asset, and you go and revise and enhance it again, but this time after getting outside feedback from both your target market and from other copywriters. So again, if you can go and show that to people like your Aunt Sally, for that example, your friend who's a good person, or just some random person who's not a marketer, just get their feedback and see if they think it's dumb or if they have questions or they think it's too salesy. It's good to get someone else's feedback on that copy and then make a couple adjustments. I also recommend you guys go and get feedback from other copywriters inside of the copywriting campus. You go into the beginner chat or the copy review channels. I'll make sure there's some links to those underneath this video here. You go there, you get some of the other really, really smart copywriters inside the copywriting campus to point out some of the mistakes you're making and suggest some improvements. Once you've gone through those 4 steps a couple of times, you should have a pretty decent plan for what that particular part of your funnel needs to look like and feel like for it to produce the results that you want. And you're going to do this process for every piece of your funnel. Again, you've mapped out your funnel using AI, using the understanding the customer journey, looking at other competitors, other people that are doing well online. But once you've reached that point where you've planned out all of your funnel from start to finish, then you're going to move on to step 3. Here's a quick example though, before we move on to step 3. And this quick example will show you an example IG ad. I literally just plugged this into one of the AI tools, had to go through the process, and this is what it spit out. You ask who you're talking to, where they are now, what you want them to do, what they need to experience. And you can see like it's a pretty decent outline there. They need to go have their attention captured. They need to see and imagine themselves using this new tool to work out. And they need to be given a reason to click and act now. Then I had the AI do this as well, go through and say, okay, here are the different elements, and then create some rough drafts. Here's one of them. Planned out a pretty decent image or video, decent text interview, decent caption. Now, I just took that draft from AI. I didn't revise it or enhance it with my own brain, and I haven't revised or enhanced it with outside feedback from the target market or other copywriters, but that's what you would do at this stage. And you should get to the point where every piece of your marketing funnel from start to finish is planned out, and you have a few drafts at least of very persuasive versions of each of those marketing assets. Once you've done that, now it's fun launch time. It's time to take your marketing funnel and push it live. So that might mean creating your website, that might mean uploading your content, setting up your ads. Now, I put with AI on that bullet point because there's a million different platforms you might be on. As copywriters, I've found myself running different paid ads, different content. I've uploaded websites on every single website host under the sun. It's not that hard. There's a lot of different things you might have to do. We have a bunch of copy and paste projects that show you how to do most of those things. I'll show you guys, I'll provide links to those as well, again, under this video, so that you can go and just kind of see people go through and show you how to click every single button. That being said, those platforms change. There's a bunch of them. And frankly, they're really easy to figure out, especially with AI. And I'm going to show you guys in that how to cheat with AI video, how to go and figure out how to actually publish and create that website or create those SEO blogs. I can show you how to use AI to kind of figure out how to get started and upload those, especially as a beginner. Once you've launched your project, then you're going to want to go and measure the results. It's going to go live. You're going to want to check the data. You're going to see how many people buy, how many people click through, what your traffic is. Again, I'm going to show you guys how to do all of this in great detail. If the results aren't as good as you'd like, if there's a part of your marketing funnel that's not performing or connecting with the customers the way that you'd like, then you're simply going to try and make some improvements. You're going to get feedback via that data, via other people. You're going to make a couple tweaks here, a couple tweaks there. You're going to test out new Instagram ads, for example, and see if you can get one that has a higher click-through rate. And you're going to continue to iterate and test through these different parts of your funnel with live feedback from your actual customers until you reach the point where you're crushing your income targets for that funnel. You're making your client 10, 20, 100,000 or more a month for that particular funnel. Again, depending on what type of client you're working with. But you want to test it until you reach the point where you're delivering the revenue that your client hired you to generate for them. Once you've done that, congratulations. It's time to do the process all over again. You're going to go do another marketing project to either launch a new product product or service that they have, or to attack a different potential buying journey. And again, I'm going to show you guys how to plan those other projects out, how to think of those things, how to come up with these opportunities for you to upsell your clients, or how to pick the next project to massively grow whatever business you are running as an individual. My friends, this has been a very simple training, and it should have left you with a pretty decent understanding of the process. Again, there's only 3 steps. Number 1, you understand your customer journey. Number 2, you plan out the marketing tools and the assets that you need to produce in order to guide people along their journey to decide to buy from you. And then number 3, you launch, you measure your results, you test and iterate until you reach the successful target that you have set for yourself. And that's basically it. Marketing is pretty simple. In the next video, I'm going to show you, I'm going to do a walkthrough where I go through this entire process with some of our proprietary real world AI tools to show you how to do the winners writing process, understand your customer buying journey, figure out how to launch your funnel. I'm going to show you how to do all of that with AI. By the end of these 2 videos, you should reach the point where you're very confident in your ability to sit down with any business under the sun and provide them with a new and improved marketing system that will help them make a ton of money and put, as a result, a ton of money in your pockets. Speak with you all soon.